Art is all around us. And you can make art out of anything. A whale out of a milk carton? A fantastic jetpack from plastic bottles? There are no limits to your imagination. Let Jeremy show you how.
What will you Artzooka today?
Artzooka, here on Qubo.
Artzooka!
Hey, I'm Jeremy. Let's Artzooka. Today on Cooking with Jeremy, we are going to prepare fish. All right, I'm not actually a chef. And maybe we're not eating what we cook, but we are gonna Artzooka some fish. Today, I'm going to be working with dough. This is just salt, flour, and water. I'm just gonna break off a nice big chunk. I'm putting my dough on a pan, but you can use any flat surface. I'm just gonna press it into the sheet. I wanna make sure that I'm not making it too thin, or else it might be a little hard to pick up. Now I can flatten it out a little bit more by rolling it. And since it's not a cooking show and I don't have a rolling pin, this glue stick will work great. I'll roll it out, and that looks good. I'm going to use this toothpick to cut out the shape I want. This one's going to be a fish. It's sometimes easier to use the side of the toothpick rather than the tip. You're fishy, fishy, fishy. So that will be the shape of my fish. Now I just need to get rid of all this extra dough. The fish has really rough edges. With my fingers, I'll just work it in so it's nice and smooth. Now I think this fish needs a mouth. Open wide. Now with this little bit of extra dough right here, I can roll it up into a ball, and that can be his eyeball. Now you can see where you're going, fishy. Now I can add a few more details. With my toothpick, I'll just use the side and press it down into the tail. I think I need one extra detail. Check this out. I took a straw, cut it on an angle, and this makes a perfect shape to make some scales. One there, and there. And there we go, my fish is finished. I have to let him dry, and it may take a long time for him to dry, so we'll set this one off, and here's one I did earlier. I love these little fish just the way they are, but to make the scales shimmer and the eyes pop, you can add paint. And I'm gonna make this fish orange. I'm gonna paint right onto this dough, and the orange looks great, but you can color your fish any color you want. I'll just add a little bit of black for the eye. Boop. Now the fish you can see. Once you've added all the paint, set it to dry, and it'll look like that. This little fishy looks like he's having fun sitting on my desk, but I think he needs a place to swim. So, for that, I'll grab a big blob of dough and turn that into the bottom of the ocean using pebbles. I just press them in with my hands like that. I have one last thing to add. Check this out. A grape stem or coral reef. And now that is Artzooka. I stick that right into the dough and set this off to dry. And when it's finished, it looks like this. Now my little fishy has a place to swim. I can cover this whole thing with fish, and when I'm finished, we get this. These guys look great on my desk, but I think they belong at the bottom of the sea. Check it out. To make your own dough creations, you need to start off with dough. Mix up flour with a bit of salt and water. Press your dough on a flat surface and roll it out. Not too thin. You can make your dough into any shape you like. I use the side of a toothpick to make a fish. A toothpick and a straw are great for adding details. When your dough dries, you can paint. Some more dough with pebbles and a grape stem make a great setting for your fish. And don't worry if you missed any of this. All of it, including the dough recipe, is on our website at artzooka.com.
Doing it. That's my wife. She wants me to tell you about wolves, things that only a wolf could know, which I do. I'm a wolf. Between movies, old stories, I'm doing it. You might think we howl at the moon. Listen, guys, the short version is we don't howl at the moon, but we do howl. We howl to say hello to one another, to defend our territory, or to signal the start of a hunt. But in the case of my wife, she just loves howling as loud as she possibly can. Let me correct some of the other wrong ideas you might have about us. Firstly, we are not greedy, so we will never kill more than we can eat. We do not, I repeat, do not attack humans. Maybe a sick wolf would, though. Stay away from sick wolves. And lastly, we do not run an adoption agency. We do not raise human children. The truth is, wolves are very nice creatures. Well, most of us are. We live in packs, in forests, and a wolf pack is as organized as your human families. We eat different things, from fruit to mushrooms to small and big animals. Me and my wife were alpha wolves, leaders of the pack. At least one of us is. All right, I'm coming already. See you again sometime.
Follow the adventures of Wibbly, the curious pig who loves having fun. It's me! Bye! Bye, Wibbly! Wibbly Pig, here on Qubo. For more information, go to qubo.com. Silhouettes!
Let's film outer space without leaving Earth. Here are some tricks to make your movie more fun. I've built a set using this model of a rocket ship and some other toys. I put some brown paper here to make mountains, and I cut out the picture of a moon. And for the clouds, I used some cotton. And now, let's make it a little darker. Now it really feels like outer space. I want to make it look like we're moving towards the launcher. Now, if I move my camera and walk, it could be all wobbly. Here's a really fun thing to try. If I put my camera on my skateboard and move the skateboard, look how smooth it is. It looks like we're moving towards the rocket. Now let's make it look like my rocket is taking off. Now, when rockets take off, they shake and move. I could shake the rocket, but you might see my hands. Instead, I'll shake the camera. And to make it look like the rocket is going up, I'm going to tilt my camera down. We're blasting off! check this out. I've made space. I made paper mache planets and hung them on a pole, and then poked holes in black craft paper. And when I put light behind it, watch this. It looks like stars in space. Next, I'm going to make it look like there's another rocket behind my blue rocket. All I have to do is move my camera like this. And it looks like I'm in a rocket chasing the blue rocket. If you love making movies as much as I do, you can add these cool ideas to your movies. I had some friends come over to help, and even though it took us a long time to make, we ended up with a really cool space movie by using all of these ideas and more. Watch this. For more great movie tips, check out artzooka.com.
Art?
Hey, Jeremy! I'm Jack, and I challenge you to make something from things you find in your backyard.
Good challenge, Jack. Let's see what I can do. It's a lion. It's all in how you look at it. I love these clear containers. I never throw them away. They are great to work with because, check this out, light comes through them. Now you can make all kinds of really neat stuff using these. Let's make a robot head with a light inside. I'm going to use an old milk carton to make this robot's head. Now here's one I started working on earlier. I've carefully cut off the top. I want to use these plastic cups, so I'll need to find a place to add them. And I think this one can go right here. With my pencil, I'll just trace a circle around like this. Once I have that traced in, I can cut it out. And then I'll have a hole. Now if I want to use a bunch of these plastic containers, like these ones here, then all I have to do is find a place on the carton to trace them and cut it out. Now I've got this one here that's shaped like a square, and that could go right there. Then I have these flat, bumpy ones, and I can use these ones too. So maybe here, and this one could fit right there. Once I've finished all my tracing and all my cutting, it'll look like this one that I did earlier. And you can see on the front here, I've cut out a nice big hole, and that is for the face.
And I taped a couple of pieces of cardboard here to fill in some of the space from when I cut the top off earlier.
Now I just have to tape the plastic into place. We'll start with this one right here. Tape it right onto the box. There we go. And then I'll go to my square piece. There. Once I've taped all of the plastic into place, it'll look like this guy. And check this out. Here's my light. And it shines right through the top. I think this robot needs a face. And this piece of cardboard should work well. I've cut it to the same size as my milk carton, and I just need to tape it into place right here. But first, how about I make some eyes? I have these two pieces of plastic, and they look like they would be great eyes. With my pencil, I can just poke in a couple of little holes. So one there, and one there. Let me make these holes a little bit bigger. Poke my pencil through like that. And like that.
Now I put the plastic over the holes and the light can shine through.
So all I have to do is just tape these eyes into place. I'll use the same tape that I used earlier because it works really well when we're adding this plastic to the cardboard. There we go. But this tape, it kind of makes it look like he's wearing a pair of glasses. Now that I have these taped into place, I just need to put the face onto the box. With a piece of duct tape, I can place it on. So I'll start at the top just like this, and half of the tape will go on the carton, and the other half can go on to the face. And check this out. Since I only taped this part here, it hinges. So it's like his face is also his mouth. These are great clear like this, but we can make them even more fun by painting the plastic in different colors. Normally it's kind of tricky to paint on plastic, but not with my not so secret paint on plastic recipe. To make this paint, you just mix a little food coloring and add a drop of dish soap, and then put in white glue. Now you can use any color you like. I'm going to paint this one blue. I'll dip my paintbrush into my glue paint and just add on. It's going on really thick,
But when it dries see-through.
which will be great for when we put our light inside. I'm painting this one blue right here, but I think over here I could paint this one red. So we'll give it a little bit of red. I can paint some or even all of the plastic parts on this robot and then paint the whole head. And for the head, you can just add a bit of glue to your regular paint and it will stick really well. When I'm finished painting the whole robot, he might look like this one. And check this out. I'll take my light, add it inside, and he really looks like he's glowing. He looks great just like this. But check this out. I thought he might look really cool on top of my laptop, so I built him a body out of cardboard. Now let's add in the light. I also painted the inside to look like a computer circuit board. And look at this. I added some LED lights here, and here, and here. And now I have a robo laptop.
If you want to make a robot head, you can recycle a milk carton and some plastic packaging for this. Once you've figured out where you want to put the plastic, cut holes in the milk carton the same size and shape as your plastic containers. Tape the plastic onto the milk carton using masking tape. I made a face for my robot that lifts up so I can put things inside, like a light. I made the face using a piece of cardboard taped on with duct tape and added plastic for eyes. Painting on plastic can be tricky, so I made my own paint that dries see-through using white glue, food coloring, and a drop of dish soap. That makes sticky paint. Decorate your robot any way you like. And don't worry if you missed some of this, it's all at our website, artzooka.com. Artzooka! And now time for an Artzooka safety message. Remember, when disguising yourself to draw animals, be careful which disguise you choose.
An Artzooka challenge.
For my Artzooka Recycle Challenge, I challenged myself to make something out of a pencil case, a black wallet, and a sweater shaver. Now, I didn't know what this was. My mom gave it to me, and you use it to shave the fuzzies off your sweater. I put these into a movie starring Paper Bag. Come on, and see what I made. I also put something else in my movie. A zipper. See if you can spot where I put it. Now, sit back and enjoy Cinema Artzooka.
Here's the pencil case. Here's the wallet. And here's the sweater shaver. Can you guess what it is? It's a train. Now let's watch the movie.
Did you like the movie? I made a train out of a sweater shaver, a black wallet, and here's the pencil case. Hey, did you spot the zipper? Take another look at where I put it. Here's a challenge. See if you can make something out of a pencil case, a black wallet, and a sweater shaver. Be creative, anything goes. And when you do, take a picture and email it to me at the Artzooka website, artzooka.com. What will you Artzooka today?